First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
The nation is in mourning after 11 people were killed in a Pittsburgh synagogue.
And home to the largest population of Jewish students in the country, the University of Florida remembers the lives lost on Saturday. Our team coverage starts with more details on the investigation. I'm Chris O'Brien.
And I'm Justin Allum. The suspect appeared briefly in federal court, sitting in a wheelchair wearing handcuffs. As NBC's Wendy Wookfolk reports, prosecutors plan to seek the death penalty.
Robert Bowers in his first appearance in federal court.
The judge advised him of the charges against him. He is detained in jail without bond.
Police say Bowers used his 3 handguns, like the ones he posted on social media, and an AR-15 like this one to carry out the massacre Saturday morning at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh. 11 congregants killed, 6 others, including 4 police officers, injured. The deadliest attack ever on a Jewish community in America.
They were really good people. Like, it was hard to understand why anyone would want to come in and kill them.
Among them, pillars within the community's faithful, 75-year-old Joyce Feinberg, and brothers Cecil and David Rosenthal, retired grandfather Daniel Stein, and dentist Richard Gottfried.
He was the kindest, most loving, caring person. He always did for others.
For 2 days now, they've come to mourn.
We've got to stop hate, and it can't just be to say we need to stop hate. We need to act. Hate is not welcome here in Pittsburgh. It should not be welcome in our borders at all.
The heart of the Jewish community broken.
You can cut off some branches, but the tree will continue to grow, and we will be back.
But determined to grow from this unthinkable tragedy. Wendy Woolfolk, NBC News, Pittsburgh.
UF is home to a large Jewish student population, including students from Squirrel Hill in Pittsburgh. Today, people gathered to pay tribute and comfort each other. WUFT's Vanessa Villalobos was there and joins us now in the newsroom. Vanessa?
There were hundreds of people standing together at UF to help each other cope with the loss. For some, it was very personal, and others feel it could happen anywhere.
People to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war.
Jews anywhere can feel this, so we're all pretty shaken up about this.
UF's memorial service today included 3 students from the neighborhood of Pittsburgh where the mass shooting happened.
Relatives, one was shot in the arm and she survived, but her mom passed away.
Morgan Green says all the support. There were hundreds today at Turlington Plaza means a lot.
All of my friends have texted me, reached out to me, made sure that I'm okay, that my family's okay, that anyone I know is okay. And obviously we're very grateful for that.
Rabbi Adam Grossman says he hopes today's visual provides the UF community space for healing.
I think we're all struggling with how to process this in a world that is that where this violence can occur on a daily basis, and where the fear of it happening now affects us.
Some Jewish men wrap themselves in the leather straps of the tefillin to rebind their thoughts and desires with God. Rabbi Grossman says people need to have some outlet for their anger and sadness, to find a way to turn it into hope. The students from Pittsburgh expect they will still feel safe going back to the Tree of Life Synagogue.
Not at all. No. When I think of Squirrel Hill, that is the last thing. I don't feel safe. No one is scared there.
Rabbi Aaron Notek shared a prayer for all the families in mourning.
The sanctification of his name. They were loved and pleasant in their lives, and in death they were not parted. They were swifter than eagles and stronger than lions to carry out the will of their Maker and the desire of their steadfast God. May our Lord remember them for good, together with the other righteous of the world.
UF President Fox also spoke at the gathering, saying we are in solidarity with the Tree of Life Synagogue and our Jewish students.
Thank you, Vanessa. Well, churches here in Gainesville are coming together to support the Jewish community as well.
One of the local synagogues held a memorial service last night.
That's right, Justin. And WUFT's Veronica Vernaccio went to the synagogue to find out more.
That is right. Congressional B'nai Israel also invited people of other faith as well to this memorial. And that's where they held the special memorial service in Gainesville, because as Rabbi David Kamens explained, when one Jewish community is mourning, they're all mourning. From synagogues to churches. Gainesville's religious community held an interdenominational service last night.
It can happen anywhere, any place.
Rabbi David Kamen led the memorial Sunday night to honor those who died.
It was comforting and served as a real source of inspiration. We were surrounded by members from many churches and many other community groups who came to be with us and comfort us in this time of sadness.
While our religious beliefs may take different expressions, at our core, we are all children of God.
He says at least 11 other ministers came to the memorial to comfort the Jewish congregation.
Every house of worship in these days is thinking about security and procedures and how we can best manage this world where violence is now a threat.
This weekend, Governor Rick Scott tweeted, "I've directed Florida Highway Patrol to enhance patrols at places of worship. Many already have invested in security."
It cast a very important message about us caring for each other, even in our differences.
For Rabbi Kamen, kindness always wins.
People can come to recognize that love is stronger than hate, and that our bonding together and true brotherhood will make the country stronger.
Pastor Price says it was a moving experience for him to be there. He says he was glad to show his support for his Jewish brothers and sisters.
Thank you, Veronica. Well, Justin, we've actually had some really pleasant conditions so far today.
Yeah, I really hope this fall weather stays around for Halloween on Wednesday. WUFT's Justin Revis joins us now from the Weather Center. Justin?
Well, Justin and Chris, these mild temperatures and clear skies will be sticking around all the way through trick-or-treating to Thursday morning. Right now, we've already seen temperatures change about 10 degrees for most of us here in north central Florida in the last 24 hours. That's a fairly substantial warm-up, talking about, only 24 hours. Now, as we move into tonight, temperatures right now are in the mid-80s for most of north central Florida, and they should cool off fairly fast as we move into the evening. That is, we're going to see temperatures similar to what we saw last night in the low 60s, mid 50s for most of us here in north central Florida. Clear skies as well. And then for your trick-or-treating forecast, we should see things remain pretty clear and similar to what we're going to see tonight and then through the rest of the week. Warm and sunny in the afternoon, mild and pleasant, and then cool and clear as we work through the evening. And that's thanks to this high pressure sitting off in the Gulf that's going to keep us dry at least until Thursday morning. Back to you.
Thanks, Justin. A brand new aviation terminal is taking off in Ocala. A groundbreaking ceremony for the new General Aviation Terminal took place this morning. The terminal will include office space for airport staff, a restaurant, and more. It will serve businesses flying into Ocala International Airport.
This is the first impression they truly have of Ocala in Marion County, and we want that to be a great impression. And if you look at the drawings for these facilities, that is really going to do that.
Construction on the terminal will begin in the next 30 days and is expected to be completed within a year. Early voting is well underway in Florida, but not everyone is ready to make up their mind. WUFT's Maria Roberts spent a day on the farm of one undecided voter.
Amy Van Scoik spends her mornings planting strawberries on her organic farm because her passion is living and eating healthy. It's all about hearing happy munching, whether that's livestock or happy people eating the food she grows at Frog Song Organics.
I really like coming out here and seeing things growing and being alive, being around living, breathing, biological things. It just physically makes you feel good.
Van Scoik's farm provides food for community-supported agriculture members like Hannah Lee.
The people that I work with are amazing. They're a hoot and a half.
Lee says Van Scoik's philosophy is to look at the person as a whole and ensure they're eating right and living their healthiest life.
I know that sounds very, very hippie, but kind of is.
Lee says Van Scoik and her husband truly want to help everyone live healthier, better lives. The organic farmer thinks the 3 words her family would use to describe her are passionate, stubborn, and
hungry. Yeah, hungry all the time.
However, sometimes candidates in the upcoming midterm elections can make Van Scoik lose her appetite.
If I want to throw up after reading a candidate's issue statement, then I know, I don't really want to vote for you.
Van Scoik says voters can pay attention to how a candidate presents themselves and discover what exactly that person stands for. The farm owner votes in every election And before each, she spends a few days reading as much about each of the candidates as she can and their stance on the issues close to her heart.
I definitely went without any health insurance for a long time, and we're young and relatively healthy, but things can change.
Van Scoik is an independent who still does not know who she will be voting for, but will make the most educated decision she can. Maria Roberts, WUFT News.
A cross-section of Florida voters will appear tonight with Judy Woodruff in a special edition of the PBS NewsHour. Much of the hour will be devoted to Florida being considered a battleground state in the midterm election. Woodruff will be in Tampa, but there will also be correspondents in South and Central Florida. The PBS NewsHour is coming up at 7.
And whenever you do vote, the last amendment you'll find on the ballot is about dog racing. If passed, up to 5,000 greyhounds could be retired from racing and need to find new homes. Unlike most dogs, greyhounds have very specific needs in their living environment and exercise routine. The Alachua County Humane Society would mobilize resources to try to foster the incoming greyhounds.
I mean, if we do happen to get some of these greyhounds, they will probably go into foster homes. So we have time to, just see what their needs are, what their temperaments are like, so we can place them in, the best environment for them.
The fate of Amendment 13 and these race dogs will be determined on Election Day.
Coming up, a local teen shot during Halloween festivities. What you can do to keep your trick-or-treaters safe this year.
Plus, a world-renowned band will finish their careers with one last tour. Those stories and more coming up after the break.
And next, I have your forecast for the Friday parade.